Okay, welcome back to this short tutorial where you're just learning how handling like a different kind of interviews if you have. And well, we are going to start with the second part, and it is what to do during an interview. The last chapter we were checking what to do before the interview, so these kind of details are really important when you are coming to the interview. Then when you are in the interview with the recruiter or the person who is in charge of human resources or whatever, you should have this into account. This is a good time for show up. This is a time for you bright, you shine in this kind of intervention. They are going to listen to you. You will have the opportunity to talk about your different skills, your different, let's say, abilities you have for helping the team or for developing the role you are applying for. So one of the first thing you need to take into account during the interview is the attitude you have. You have to be all the time positive. With a good smiling, not trying to make something false, but trying to feel comfortable. If you feel comfortable, so it means you are going to have pretty good attitude. You will be smiling without being conscious about it. So you need to avoid any kind of negativity in here because, well, you need to be sure for the things you are doing. You are applying for this role is because you trust that you are able to do it, to develop this kind of necessity the client have for you. So be positive all the time will be one of the most important tools for matching with the recruiter or the person who is in charge of the interview. Also, I would recommend you to have a pretty good time for preparing an answer to the question that is really common. Many people say this is a really common question, and they start talking about personal details that normally the recruiter already knows because they have or he has your CV, and your CV we already have all the kind of information we want to know, your personal information. Your name, your last name, you kind of experience you have at work, well, different details. So I won't recommend you to do this kind of usual answer. I better said you need to prepare a really strong answer to this question. Tell me about yourself. Here we have some examples how you are going to be really prepared if you start working on the different details and skills that you read, for example, in the role in the job description. Here we have an example. Thank you for inviting me to be interviewed today. I'm a hardworking, determined, and passionate employee who will always go out of my way to complete a task to the highest standards possible. Over the years, I have gained plenty of experience that is a match for this role. Remember, as you read at the beginning, at the role description, it means you already know what are the kind of skills they are looking for. I haven't studied the job description in detail, and I believe the core skills I possess of a customer service, working under pressure, teamwork, and attention to detail will all enable me to excel in the role. If you employ me, I feel strongly you will be more than impressed with my strong work ethics, my ability to fit in well with any team, and my passion for delivering outstanding customer service. As you see, this is a really prepared answer, but what you can do in here is just to take into account what are the skills they are looking for. Then you just keep in mind and you start working your presentation with those bases. You don't need to follow this model. This is just an example, but you can make your own. The more real you make it, is more, let's say, something that the recruiter can understand as truth. So that would be a pretty good advice in this step. As always, when they are telling you tell me about yourself, they are looking for the opportunity to you to show up. To you to present what are the things you have that no other people have. So that would be a good opportunity to shine in here. Never say you didn't get along with maybe your friends, your boss, or coworkers, whatever. Well, this is a kind of behavioral question, as we said at the beginning, and this kind of question is gonna kill you because this question, or not this question, but this kind of command to recruiter is telling that you are not able to work in teams, and also that if you are talking about your last, let's say, boss, so after you leave this kind of job you are trying to apply for, maybe you are going to do the same. So try to avoid this, to say these kind of things in any kind of interview you have. Never play with your pets in the middle of an interview. Guys, one of the most important thing in here is that it's time for you show up your profile, your skills to convince the other person that you are the let's say the perfect person for start working on the needs they have. So try to avoid any kind of distraction, as it is cell phone, I don't know, like social media, the TV. I will recommend you to go to a place where you have a pretty good internet connection, that your sound is working properly, and that you have no distractions. Remember, this is a short time, 15, 20, or at least 30 minutes, so you can just disappear from any kind of distraction for 30 minutes, and for sure you will be like rocking in this kind of interviews. And also, this question that is really common when we are in the middle of an interview is why do you want to leave your current job? Normally, when we are like hired by other companies, we are in the process, of course, of looking better job offers, you know. So in that case, you need to be prepared too, because if you are working and you are looking for another job, me as a recruiter, I'm going to think that you are able to do the same in here. If you are working with me, you will be doing the same, like looking for another job opportunity, and I have no idea about it. So I will recommend this kind of answer that is really convinced for recruiters. So this is giving you like a pretty good presentation talking about the topic. My employer has been brilliant. I really enjoy my time there, and we achieved some amazing things. However, I am now ready for a new challenge, and I want to work for an exciting, forward-thinking organization where my skills and my experience will be put to good use. Put to good use. So this is also like a really prepared answer, but of course, it's giving you like a pretty good presentation in front of the recruiter, because at least you are conscious that you are not talking bad about your current job, or that you are saying like bad things about the company you have been working on. And of course, you need to avoid all these kind of things. Try to don't say something like I don't really have much experience. There are some other different sentence for sure that you can use instead of this one. And you can say something like your plans for the company, of course, are more than I don't know, than 3 years. That is the a short period, but it's a something that we can say that is good for a company, because in that way we can be sure that we are not doing like a the looking for new employees in short time. So I plan to stay with you for a year or so. They will there I will be moving on. That will be not something that we want to listen. We prefer to listen something like you want to stay here and grow up as much as possible. Maybe 3 or 5 years, that would be a good time for staying in a company. And of course, as I told in the last one, you are not going to talk about your friends or the relationship that were not good at the last company you were working on. So remember that those advices when you are in the interview, and of course you will have a pretty good impression. No, not at the beginning because you already have it, but in the middle you need to present, of course, wonderful impressions when you are answering and when you are communicating some different experience or talking about the different jobs you have had. So that was all for this short video too. I hope so you can get some details, some notes for in practice before and now during the interview. I hope so to be with you in the next step, that is going to be what to do after the interview. Thanks for watching. Keep growing up, keep enjoying. Have a good one.